station. This is Bobo FM. The views and opinions expressed by the following program and its participants are solely their own opinions and do not represent the opinions of DMS Broadcasting and have no affiliation to the BBC.
At the Health Services Authority, we want to keep you informed about the latest developments that impact your health because your health matters to us. Join us each Friday and Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. as we cover health news, offer advice, and answer your questions on Healthcare Today with HSA.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
All right, welcome to Bobo 103.1 FM. Dane hanging out with you, and we are here, of course, with all things HSA, where we talk about the different functionalities of the business, the healthcare center, and also maybe there's a special reason that we celebrate this day or a conference that may be taking place or a specialty that needs to be spoken about. All right, and we always have the medical team join us or a member of staff or someone from the marketing team. Now today, for the third time, I think, I have the pleasure of having the medical technologists join me in the studios for World Blood Donor Day is what we're going to be talking about. Now, we have Christine here and we have Michael. That's no stranger to the airwaves, but we have also a special guest in the studio. I did not get your name on the list. I think they missed it out. So we'll have you introduce yourself really quick and what company you're representing. All right, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my name is Jeffrey White. I work at DART, but I'm just here as a donor.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. So we get to hear a testimony. Is that what we're going to do? Perfect. Love that. All right. So like I said, Christine and Michael, you're no stranger. You guys have been here quite a bit. Even before Christine, you interviewed me. I think you did it with the host that was previously here before. So it's a pleasure to have you guys back on such an important topic. What I want you guys to do is just to go on the mic really quick. And once again, for our new audience, people that don't constantly listen all the time, but we have some new people that have joined us, and just explain to them what your jobs is and what your roles are at HSA and how long you've been serving the company.
Hi, I'm Christine Miranda. I've been working as a medical technologist for 18 years at HSA.
Love it. And of course, we have Michael here.
Yes, Michael Parchment here. A little bit of the same, working at Health Services Authority in the pathology laboratory. And if Christine said 18 years, I'm going to take a guess that I'm probably around 14, 15.
Yeah, it's been a while, right? Last time we spoke, you were telling me that you really enjoy doing what you do. And you were telling me about the different functionalities of the job and just how important it is. We'll get back into that again, but I know this is a very important topic today, and World Donor Day. I want to kind of understand, what is the importance of celebrating this day?
All right, so what is World Blood Donor Day? So it's usually observed around the world or annually every 14th of June to recognize and honor voluntary unpaid donors. And to thank them also for their invaluable contribution to saving lives. So the theme for this year is One Drop of Humanity, Give Blood, Save Lives. So it places humanity at the heart of every blood donation, suggesting that each act embodies compassion, solidarity, and care for others. And also, it celebrates the power of community and solidarity to save lives through the simple act of donating blood.
Love it. Love it. And Michael, do you want to add anything to that?
I don't think I have too much to add.
Yeah.
I just found out the theme not too long ago, but I like it. It's a little bit different, yet at the same time the same from prior themes, with the focus really on humanity and solidarity in terms of communities donating blood to support each other, essentially, which is always really good and what we strive for.
Now, entertain me with this one, because it just seems like pretty much common sense right here. But why should we donate blood, and can anyone do it? But, for those that do have that as a question, let's entertain it for a while.
So again, as we all know that there's no blood replacement, right? So when blood is needed, only blood can do, right? And of course, everyone is welcome to donate blood. So in our blood bank, we the age requirement is 17 years old, but we need a parent's consent. And
Even
for
if there's the 17?
17,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
So we require that. So for first-time donors, also 17 until 65, and for regular donors, if they are fit enough to donate, they can donate until 70 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. And at the same time, we do mini physical. So we take their blood pressure, prior to donation, their pulse rate, and they should be at least 50 kilograms in weight.
Why do you stop at 70? I know that's a question that people are going to ask. So why does it stop at 70?
Because, they say that when you reach that age, right?
Yeah.
You will have those sort of medical issues.
We
Yes.
don't want to push the envelope too hard or too far. So typically when you get that far in age, and actually before I mentioned that, most places they usually stop you at 60.
Oh, wow.
So we actually we allow to go beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And 70 I think is pretty far.
The reason I'm asking because I see a lot of strong 70-year-olds.
Yeah.
I see a lot of 90-year-olds walking around that are strong. And a lot of them, if you tell them you can't give blood because I'm 70, they get upset. So
They will
Yeah.
be upset. We have
Yes.
seen that, yes.
So I wanted to ask that because obviously you guys are the expert and you understand why that needs to be done. When it makes sense on a wider scale, it does make sense. But I wanted to also ask it for those individuals that perhaps are questioning it, right? Sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to ask that question, or
Yeah,
that was
so-
it.
Yeah. So aside from that, we also check their hemoglobin, So if they have enough iron, so they'll be able to proceed with blood donation. And also with tattoos or piercing, if it's done on the island, so we take them after 3 months after getting the tattoos or piercings, right? And for travel restriction, more of malaria, especially if they travel to malaria endemic areas. So we normally, defer them for at least 6 months
Okay.
after coming back to a non-malaria endemic country.
Yeah. All right. And also, I always feel like on social media, I see somebody that is celebrating the fact that they're giving blood. So it seems to be we live in a community that people are very driven to do this. And maybe I'm wrong because you guys have the official numbers. So what I do want to ask is how many units of blood did the blood bank receive last year?
All right. So since I'm doing the stats every week, so I guess I need to answer that, right?
Yeah.
So last year we collected a total of about 1,900
Wow.
whole blood donations. Yes,
That is a lot.
that is
Yeah.
a lot.
I was going to ask if that translate into our population now, which is about 90,000. We're right there at 90,000. Do you guys find that year on year that it's getting bigger and better?
Yes, it is. Because remember, our population increased. And so, of course, the demand for blood also increases.
Absolutely.
More surgeries, more trauma cases
Yeah.
that's happening all over the island. So that's what we are always, encouraging everyone that if they get the chance to come and visit us to the blood bank, just roll their sleeves up and, 10 to 20 minutes of their time, they already save a life. you
Yeah.
know?
Is it translating from what I see on social media to what you guys witness at the hospital? Do you honestly get a lot of donations with people freely coming in and say, how can I give?
Yes, so we have so many very enthused donors, right? That even though you don't call them, they just, make a note in their calendar, they just stop by. And of course, we also have this call out list. So
Yeah.
we call donors every 3 months for males and 4 months for females. And aside from that, we partnered with other corporate offices, so they, they have their own blood drives in their office.
I love that. I
One
love
of-
that. Go
One
ahead.
of the
Sorry,
things
Michael.
I would add to it that I think, especially in recent times, has pushed the numbers up to our health is that we removed, or well, not we removed, but we followed
Followed.
the world guidelines,
Guidelines.
and we finally allowed our UK donors to donate, because they've been restricted for many, many, many years.
Oh, wow.
And they were not happy about that. But of course, they make up a significant part of our population as well. And so with that ban removed or lifted, they are now able to donate, which also helps us immensely. So I think if you look back maybe a few years, you'll see, I mean, every year we've grown in terms of the amount of units that we've collected, and it's been consistent, I think, for the past, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
If we were investing money in the blood bank, we'd be doing very well. Let's put it that way.
Is there any reason why the UK was restricted from doing that? Are you allowed to talk about that?
That had to do with mad cow disease, or Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease.
Okay.
I can't remember when this thing came online, but for
1980. It's
around 1980s.
around
yeah.
1980s.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a long time, and very terrible thing. And out of an abundance of caution, they restricted donations from certain places in Europe.
Makes sense. All right, that makes sense. And what is the current blood rate, donor rate right now?
All right. So our current blood donor rate is 3.2%, right? But as per PAHO, so they have these recommendations that in able to have that, we can self-sustain our needs, right? They recommend to have at least 5% of the population. So I know it's a long way to go. So I hope in the next few years we can, attain the 5% goal or even surpass it,
Absolutely. And I always look at this. We ask this question. It's a similar question I'm about to ask. And just why do we need, obviously, blood donation? But on the other end, I want to ask from a hospital perspective, like, how important is it to the healthcare system to have blood donation done?
Oh, for sure, it's absolutely important. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this so many times before, but people need to know. You should know. Having blood, or the ability to have your own blood bank, having blood available when you need it, is very important. The number one reason I always use here, you look around this island, and as small as it is, we have many cars, and people drive, and also people drink.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put these two things together, not so great things happen.
Yeah.
And that's just one example. It's a little bit of an extreme, but you do have car accidents from time to time. You have individuals with certain illnesses that require regular transfusion. We have chemotherapy unit at the Health Services Authority Hospital, and maybe I think at the other hospital as well. And these will bring patients that, as a result of medications that they're taking, they require transfusion of different blood products.
Yeah.
So the ability to have and sustain a supply locally nearby is very important. So that means that whenever an individual needs, they can get it right away, no problems. If the blood needs to go to this institution over here, it can go couple of minutes maybe. It's fine. But the important thing is that we have a supply so that people that need it can get it quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. And then do you guys feel confident with the amount of blood that you're collecting on year, that if and we, knocking on wood, that we never have to deal with any mass situation here on the island where there was a mass accident or hurricanes? We're in hurricane season right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about that. Or just something tragic was to happen. Do you feel like what we have been collecting is surely more than enough to supply that?
Okay, I'll give you my 2 cents on this, and Christine will correct me if I'm wrong. I'll highlight the example of Hurricane Melissa. I believe that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it might have made the news somewhere, but we asked for blood donations. And one thing that I consistently remind the community here, people, anytime I'm talking about blood banking in the Cayman Islands, is that our community is amazing in terms of blood donation.
Yeah.
And I hope and I pray that never changes. We are blessed to have that. So even though we have our weekly inventory that we maintain, and it's derived from some sort of statistics to kind of keep us functional. You brought up the the idea, I think, of like mass trauma, mass casualty, or
Yeah.
where there would be a massive need. To answer you truthfully, I don't think that's the case because those things are just very unpredictable.
Yeah.
So it is difficult to answer, but what I would put my confidence on is the community that we have.
Yeah.
Because every time that we put out on the radio or we, whatever news outlet, whatever media, and we say, hey, we have a situation, we have a problem, we need donors. Let me tell you, the donors show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the response is always good. It's always literally great response. Many people come out. And that gives me comfort knowing, because even with what we were able to secure quite a number of units to send to Jamaica. That came out of our community.
Wow.
And not from our local inventory. People came in and donated, and we amassed a significant number of units that we were able to send away
Send
for
to
help.
them.
So going through that experience, I believe that to some degree we probably could.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you with the community aspect. I feel like there are people that are willing and that they're able, they're going to go down there and they'll do it. I've been turned away before. Like I've gone there and said, no, we have more than enough. And that always feels good to hear, right? So that is something that that really, really brings a lot of pride to us here in Cayman, that we have people that's gonna make that happen. Guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more about World Blood Donor Day, and we're going to have a real life testimony in the studio very soon. So don't even think about touching that dial. You have any questions for us, just go ahead and message us on our social media. We always love the question. We pass it on to the team, especially the marketing team. And you can message us right on our social media. All right. Bobo 103.1 FM on Facebook or Instagram.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. It's Bobo 103.1 FM, and we are talking about World Blood Donor Day. We have HSA staff members here in the studios joining us today to talk about this very, very special topic and an important one also to the healthcare system. What I want to touch on really quick before we get into a really good testimony I want you guys to hear about. We have Jeff joining us. Jeff, is that your name, right? Yes. So we have him joining us, and we're lucky to have him here. We rarely get testimonies in this segment, in the show, so this is a very special one. But the question I do want to ask is one I struggle with, even today. It's a shame to say it, but what are the various blood types, and is there a need for more of a specific type? Guys, shame to say I still don't know what my blood type is. I do not know. I know my wife's. I know she can serve both, right? But I don't know what mine is. So that shows you already that I haven't gone enough. The first time I actually had the confidence to go, I was told, nope, we're good. We have enough. So I need to find it out soon. But let's talk about the blood types and which one you guys are more in need of.
Oh, man, the blood types. Okay. Well, I don't think I've ever spelled this out before, but you have O positive, you have O negative, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, and then AB positive, AB negative. And that's probably just an actual fraction of how many they are. But these are the ones that are mostly important, that most people are concerned about. And then your second question was...
is there like a specific one that you guys
yes,
always need? You're always in need of. Yeah, the one I won't be turned away for. You're like, I need that. I need more of that. The blue iguana.
I always say all of them.
Yeah.
All of them, because it doesn't matter. We'll take anything. There are some cases in which, like I know you've mentioned before that you were actually turned away, which still blows my mind today. But I am understanding. I know how it can happen.
Yeah.
And I will try to explain that right now. In that you have some types that are a little on the rare sides, and so it could be a case where if the bank has enough of those units, you don't want a surplus of them because they're already rare. So statistically, the chances that somebody will get into a problem and need that specific blood type are actually pretty low.
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't want to stockpile a lot of it because it will inevitably go to waste, which is why it's better that you keep it. And so when we have a specific need for it, then we have you on hot dial and we call you and say, hey, Dane, we have an urgent need. Can you please come down to the blood bank and help us out? So though that's probably the only instance in which, something like that should happen, where you say, hey, look, we have enough, and we rather, basically they're telling you we'd rather keep you on reserve.
Yeah.
So we call you in, but yeah, we need all blood types. They're all very important, none really special. Since the way you framed your question, and I know some people would have their ears perked up, waiting to hear this, I will say that O negative is usually a bit of a problem child in terms of blood types, in that it's a little bit rare, and in that case, it's also a very useful blood type. And so you can never really have too much of it. So I will use this to say, like, hey, if you think you're O negative, please come to the blood bank and find out and donate, continue to support us, because it is a type that we find that is usually very difficult to find for whatever reason. But all in all, it doesn't matter. We accept any type. All are useful. So please, if you have blood flowing through your veins, please come and donate.
Yeah,
We
man.
appreciate you.
That's my wife with the O. What is it? What is it called again?
She has O positive
Yeah.
or O negative?
I think I want to say it's O positive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's O positive.
And also to add to that, since we are on O negative
Yeah.
already, right? So for emergency cases, right, especially if we don't know the patient's blood type, we can just give O negative safely to anybody. Yes.
That's why it's a rare one that
It's
you
a
can go to
rare one.
anyone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. We said earlier that we have a very special guest joining us here in the studio. We want to talk a little bit about a testimony since we're celebrating, of course, World Blood Donor Day, and just kind of get a little bit of a history on why this subject matter is so important to you and your family tree, and how this all gets started. That this is one of those initiatives that you will put off work for an hour and stop by the radio station to talk about it. So welcome, Jeff, to the studio.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm like a generational donor. My dad kind of got me into it a long time ago.
Yeah.
My dad's been here since the 60s, back in the day when they used to call you up because there was no banking of the blood. You had to come down and donate the blood kind of directly. So, yeah, it was less of like what inspired me, but just to kind of see his devotion to doing it.
Yeah.
He was a regular donor. In his lifetime, he donated 81 units.
Wow.
Which I don't think I'm going to catch.
Yeah.
I try to donate about twice a year, but yeah, that's kind of what inspired me. And my Uncle Derek as well. So Peter White's my dad.
Yeah.
Both of them have passed away now. Uncle Derek as well. Both of them were regular donors for a very, very long time.
81 units. Is there any reason that you would know, because only you would notice if you had conversations with your dad, why he was that disciplined in doing that? Was it something that happened and he was like, yeah, this is going to be my life. This is going to be my purpose?
Yeah, I think Dad, what we've learned for a while now, like he was a founding member of the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. He was in that first group of the RCIPS Special Constabulary. So like giving back to the community was just something that was a part of him. And it's cool because he did it in a way where he didn't want to be known that he was doing it. So like donating blood was an easy way for him to help. And I think he liked knowing what he was doing was directly a part of saving lives.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
Yeah. Is there any stories that your dad told you in the background that said, man, because you said that he was a person that liked to do stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Was there any superhero stories that he told you that it's okay for you to share now? Because if he's a behind the scene guy, he's probably not going to spread the gospel around to everybody. But is there something that he did that always stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there isn't anything specific, but I know there were times where, because he used to like to go out and have some fun. If anybody, you knew my dad, he would be playing dominoes till all hours of the night. So sometimes, quite often, he would get home, just be about to fall asleep at whatever time in the morning. Someone from the blood bank would call and be like, hey, we need you to donate right now.
Wow.
And without question, without fail, he's in the car and he's heading down to donate the blood. So, yeah, I think it was just that commitment, right? Like it was never hard for him if he knew he was doing something that was going to be as helpful as this is. So
Yeah.
and he was O positive. I'm O positive, so it's the most common blood type. So obviously we need a lot of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're here to help, basically.
Love that. And Jeff, you have kids?
Yeah, two
All right.
kids.
Yeah. Are you inspiring them to do the same thing also?
Yeah, we'll see. I think a lot of people. So I have. There's 5 of us. My dad had 5 kids, and the 4 others are sort of mixture of either can't do it because of autoimmune disease or terrified of needles. So there's all of that. So I'm happily carrying on our legacy as best I can. Hopefully my kids will see it and do the same thing. The question where you were saying you don't know what your blood type is you go down to the blood bank, they'll sort you out. They'll figure it out for you. So once my kids are old enough, I think they'll carry on as well.
Yeah, let's talk about,
like they don't seem to be terrified of needles. That's
what I was about to ask. That was my next question, because for those that are listening, the people that will not step forward to do this is those that just genuinely have a fear of needles. I mean, is there any special message you can give to somebody that does fear needles? Because I do, but when I have to give it for testing, right? You almost, let me just be real about it. I don't feel a thing.
Yeah.
So am I the only one, or something's wrong with me? I honestly do not feel a thing. So
no, the guys down at the blood bank are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Like the simplest thing I would say is just don't look. Like they'll talk you through it. They'll say what's about to happen. And honestly, it's a painless process.
Yeah, very much.
At work, I've kind of started this little trend of encouraging people to, like, just for fun, time how long it takes to donate your unit of blood, just to kind of make it a little bit more of a game and make it competitive. But I mean, that's not the point, right? Like the point is to get as many people out there as possible. Sometimes people just aren't thinking about how important it is. But yeah, these guys are fantastic. Like I've donated over, I think it's 24, 25 times now, and like never had an issue. It happens pretty quick. Like I said, they talk you through it the whole way. I don't mind needles, so I can look and see what's happening. But a lot of people, you turn your head and let them do what they have to do, and it's great.
Hey, these guys are good at what they do. They have full-on conversations. You almost think that they're counselors and they care about you, and then all of a sudden they say you're done. I think they just were trained to have this conversation, and you look around, you see a big blood sitting next to you, right? And the technology, I kind of feel, has changed too, right? The way that you guys do it. Because I had a bad experience. I think I told you about this, Michael, where it wasn't with me, but my younger brother went to a blood bank. I think I told you the story. And I got my blood taken, right, at the time, and then he had to do it. And I guess because he saw me and he saw how they were taking the blood, when it was his time, they had the needle in him. And I just remember, I don't know how it happened, guys, but he just went, it's like crazy. And I just remember seeing blood all over the place. And for me, that was it. That was a wrap. I was like, I'm not coming back in this place again. This is not happening. That's what terrified me before. So I wouldn't really say it was a fear of needle. It was a fear of seeing how the blood went everywhere and just being like, I don't want that to be me. So I don't know if he felt something or it was just his fear that made him kind of lose control a little bit. But the technology, in my opinion, has changed a lot in the way that you guys take blood. Am I wrong? Because it looks different the way you guys are doing it now compared to when I was a kid and blood was being taken.
Has it changed? Probably. I think the basics are still there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally, it might sound crude, but it's literally putting a piece of sharp steel into your arm. It's what works.
It sounds cruel.
I probably shouldn't say it like that, but in reality, we like Jeffrey said, we do pride ourselves in taking our best care of you. We, like you said, we will talk to you right through it. And it's not to say that, mistakes and errors are, never happen. But my thing that I always encourage, especially my fellow staff, is like, hey, look, it's a person there. Talk to them. Let them know what's happening. Reassure them and do the best job that you can do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And in a case like if maybe you go and maybe you get like a dry tap, hey, it's not the end of the world. Comfort your donor, you apologize, and we just move on. So for a large part, I think, to answer your original question, maybe a few things have changed, but not the core stuff. No, the needles are still there.
Yeah.
Which I think most people, like you said, are wary of. But let's see, how could I comfort you? You'll build up the courage to do it one day.
Yeah. And it's quick too. That's what I like about it.
It's not a long process.
Yeah.
You go, you do it. once you get stuck, that's usually it.
Yeah.
And the main thing is that it should not be. I know Jeff said it was painless, and I thank him for that. Even yourself.
Yeah.
We are trained never to say that.
Yeah.
Because we can't. If someone feels something, then I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
But
Oh
what I
no.
always tell you is that once from the initial stick, if people are concerned about the pain or anything like that, after the initial stick, you shouldn't really feel anything.
Yeah.
And usually the guys will check with you and say, hey, like, everything okay? How's your arm? Are you feeling any pain? And it's only those off cases where a person might be feeling like sustained pain afterwards. That is abnormal. Because after the initial stick, there really you should feel nothing.
Yeah.
Blood comes out and you will feel the needle going in, you feel the needle going out because you are alive.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you didn't feel it, then I'd be worried.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I would ask of any person that is about to take blood is do not have a career change in the middle of taking blood. Do not feel like you are a comedian and say that today's my first day to someone that's nervous about taking blood. I had somebody like, it's my first day today. And they were joking, obviously, but it's not the time. Not the time. There's certain careers you don't joke. Being a pilot and obviously in the medical field.
Point taken.
Yeah, don't ever use that. And immediately my face was, I didn't even laugh at the joke. She was like, it's my first day today, by the way. It's not making me feel comfortable, ma'am, at all. All right, let's talk about the criteria though, guys. That has changed recently. A lot of the criteria has changed in how you give blood. Have you guys seen an uptake because of that?
Oh, in terms of our criteria, we have made slight changes to it. And I think Christine alluded to some. I'll give you an example. Before, I know she talked about getting tattoos. Tattoos is a big thing. Everybody's getting tattoos today, it seems like. I'm not here to tell you, yes, do it. No, don't do it. You do what you need to do. Before, getting a tattoo was like a deferral for a year. Not a permanent deferral, but a temporary 1-year deferral. Since then, we made a change where we said, hey, we have a lot of tattoo shops here. All of our artists, I believe, have to get a license, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And so the change was made to say, hey, if these places have their license to do tattoos, then we can basically shave some time off of that requirement. So that's what we did. So because before, people want to get the work and like, oh, but I got to wait like a whole year. Like, oh, it's so long. And, somebody might come to do it and then they just get turned off. There's somebody that is getting constant work done. They want to finish their art. So they probably will just get turned off and like, what, I want to do it, but the time is too long, so I'm not going to bother. So I think cutting that time down has helped us to, kind of encourage people to say, hey, well, if the time is shorter, it's what, is it 3 months now?
3 months now.
It's 3 months now.
Yeah,
so
that's
3
very
months
short.
from 12 that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
The other change that I think the major one that I mentioned was with Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, where the European donors were not able to donate at all. That's gone. And so that entire population that resides here, as they are physically healthy and able to, are now allowed to donate, which has vastly improved our donor retention
pool,
and increased our donor pool.
Yeah. Let's talk about pallets for a second. Is there anyone at all can drop off? I think it's referred to as anyone can donate pallets.
Oh,
platelets.
Yeah.
Platelets.
It's platelets.
Platelets. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no
platelets,
worries,
yeah.
man. I got you.
Yes.
I saw you shocked look on your face. You were
I
like,
know, right?
"What is he talking about?" Because when I first read it, at first I was like, "Is this even supposed to be in here?"
Like that's
Carry
not-
on, guys.
All right.
It's my
So-
comedic moment. I was trying to be the comedian.
So a few years ago, we used to rely platelets overseas, right? But not all the time. Overseas has licensed platelets to ship to us. So we've decided to procure an instrument so we can, collect our own, right? So, platelets is very vital blood component that helps control bleeding, right? So if there's trauma cases or there are premature babies, right? Patients who are on chemotherapy that are unable to produce platelets, we have platelets available when there's a need, right? But the thing though is, for platelets, it has a short life, which is just 5 days.
Oh wow!
Just 5 days. But the good news is, to become a platelet donor, you can donate once per month as
Yeah.
compared to whole blood donation that you need to wait 3 months or 4 months. So with platelet donors, they can donate more often, like once a month.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. And guys, I kind of feel like since Jeff is still here in the studios with us, he's going to stick with us to the interview. He's a partner, right? With when it comes to donating. How can other people like himself, like, do you have official partners, and how can organizations like people, and maybe Jeff can also answer this question too, but if you want to get involved, how do you go about doing it, especially as an organization? Like for instance, like if Stingray Media said we want to join forces, and every month or every 6 months we have a staff member come in and give blood. How can they do that?
Oh yeah, like I would say that's now a part of like corporate donation, or it falls under corporate donation. Not only, but I think that's like for us, that was the first initiative outside of, our home at Health Services Authority, is when we did the Great Blood Drive with the help of, I think, was it Car City? With Car City. And it was a major event. And I think when they looked and they realized like how successful it was, then we got the courage to routinely go out and work with the private sector at that time. And, we have many companies here doing a lot of different things. And then we go out and we say, hey, look, are you interested in helping us? And believe me, you have people out there that are more than happy to do it. Jeff can attest to it because I think you're with DART, right? And DART is one of our big supporters.
Yeah.
We have many supporters. I don't really want to go and list all of them because I will get into trouble. We have massive support from them. And not only the private sector, but like you were referring to, like individuals. I mean, you can be a donor. You can just come out and donate. That's fine. If you are involved in any kind of group activity or organization, we happily accept those. It's not a problem. All you have to do is just get in contact with the blood bank. We have various ways to do that. You can reach out, I think, via our new website if it is working.
Yes,
or
it is.
Even better than that, just give us a call.
Yeah.
Call us, arrange with us. We just want to know things like if you have a special location that you want us to be at, maybe we might want to come and survey. We want to know how many?
Yeah.
Like how many donors do you have? Because that is important. Like, do we make the effort to come out to you, or should you come to us, kind of things? But yeah, reach out, find out, come in and support us. And I'll leave you with this story for this question. I remember there's a young lady here at the Ritz-Carlton, and I love telling this story because it's so inspiring. She was not able to donate for whatever reason, probably because of the European ban. She was from France.
Wow.
And so she herself could not donate, but she organized a regular blood drive for us at the Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton is a huge hotel. It was one of our largest drives that we had for many years, and we've had this, I think we still do.
Twice a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes, for Ritz-Carlton
She
staff.
So good.
organized one of the largest blood drives, corporate blood drives on island, and she could not donate blood herself. And not only that, but we would go and we'd have lunch in their cafeteria, and in the cafeteria, she created posters promoting blood bank and blood donation. Nobody asked her to do that.
That's
She
crazy.
did that on her own because she was so passionate about blood donation. So believe me, if you want to get involved, there's nothing to stop you. We're happy to work with you. Just give us a call, let us know, and we can work out something.
I love that. Christine, you wanted to say something earlier
Yes.
too, right?
So plus the fact that we have the mobile bus now, so we can reach you wherever you are on the island. So we have two things, like when you want to organize a blood drive, either you use our mobile bus, so we can just park in your parking lot, right? And the second thing is if you want us to set up in one of your offices, right? And also, like what Mike said earlier, that they can just go to our website, bloodbank.ky. So if they're interested to set up a corporate blood drive, or if one is having birthday and you wanted like a group of friends to donate blood, for any reason that you wanted to organize, you can reach out to our website, and we would be happy to organize with you or work with your schedule. And in fact, since we lifted the ban for the mad cow disease, it gives us a chance now to go all over the island. And we also have, scheduled blood drive once per week now. So that's keeping us busy throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also I try to space it out also, right? So we don't over collect.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, we will reach the 5%, goal from the Pan American Health Organization, and we are positive that soon we'll
That'll be
reach
happening.
that.
Love that.
If I can just add
Yeah.
quickly, I'm not here to speak on behalf of DART, but obviously I work at DART, so I will shout out Gina, who's the lady that works at DART with
Yeah.
us. She's fantastic. Like, she organizes it at least twice a year. They just set up in our training room.
Oh, wow.
And we encourage, and there's always multiple new donors every single time. It's been awesome to see the commitment. Like, there's been donors who have come and tried to donate, but like their hemoglobin's too low, and they'll come back and they'll work, change their diet, increase how much green leafy vegetables they're eating, take supplements so that they can donate the next time. It's been fantastic. And I'll add another point in that, like, any of the companies at Cayman Bay, because I'm in property management at Cayman Bay, we're happy to organize and make the space for the blood bank truck to come in the parking lots, wherever. And we know other tenants of ours do that, and that's an amazing initiative that we're happy to support.
Yeah. And so how do you find, because there's a great point that you brought up, Jeff, how do you find out if you're intaking enough greens and stuff? You guys are taking blood twice, or you're doing something else before? How does that work? I wanted to know that, because that's a very important question, right? Like, how do you guys...
Since Jeff brought it up, let me attack
Yeah.
that.
Jeff put you on the spot.
It's a mix of what is it? A mix of science and psychology, really. But
Okay.
the truth is, because we screen them. Remember, if you recall, we have to screen the donors before we determine if it's
You did
safe
say
for
that,
to
yeah.
donate. So hemoglobin is one of the main things. It's the molecule, the iron molecule that binds oxygen, responsible for oxygen transport in your body. So very important. If it's too low, you are going to be considered anemic, and that is going to exclude you from donation. Anemia can happen for different reasons, and in some cases it's usually dietary. And there are other cases where we might get donors and we realize that maybe they have like an underlying condition, but that we're not always able to tell that. So the general encouragement, once we find people are anemic, at least the first time, is that we do like a little mini interview with them as well. So sometimes you can kind of tease that information out, like, hey, like, how's your diet? Like, what's your diet like?
Yeah.
Or another one that's fun is that we have some guys that run marathons. And a fun fact is that if you're running marathons or running that long distance regularly, you actually do destroy your blood cells and you will become slightly anemic. But it's not because of dietary inadequacy. It's something else. So in those cases, we do allow them to donate once they're, close to the threshold, because it's not they're not anemic because of a problem per se. They are healthy, because if you can run like 26 odd miles, like, believe me, you can donate.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You don't have a problem.
Absolutely. Guys, this has been a pleasure to keep continuing talking, but we have more questions to ask. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then obviously we're going to be wrapping things up. We do have 10 minutes left of the show, so we'll do a quick wrap up when we come back to the questions that we still have. Obviously celebrating, World Donor Day. All right, so we'll be right back. It's Bobo, 103.1 FM.
Health Services Authority is now offering online payment options for patients. Patients of HSA can now pay their bills, including deposits, towards scheduled services online at payments.hsa.ky. The secure, new online payment system accepts debit or credit cards and is in addition to the available payment options of cash, check, and online bank transfer. For quick, easy, and secure payment directly from your phone or computer, visit HSA's new online payment system at payments.hsa.ky.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Bobo 103.1 FM. I am your host, Dane, and it is a pleasure to be here today. We are discussing the topic around World Blood Donor Day, a very important topic. And speaking to the experts behind it, obviously, they brought in, which we said earlier, if you're new to the show, you just joined in, we do have someone here that's joining them too to speak about, just his family tree and how they got involved with giving blood donation. He talked about his dad. I'm going to have him say something else before he leaves. Is Jeff joining us here in the studios. And it was a pleasure to hear his story and just how he became a blood donor. And it was through his dad, the examples of his dad. I want him to kind of also reinstate just how much blood his dad donated over the time, because that is a remarkable number. So we'll talk about that before we wrap up the show, just for any new listeners that is joining us. But some of the questions I do want to ask, just on a quick wrap up, is what are some of the myths about blood donation? This is a big one because I think a lot of people make up things, and I kind of want to hear from the experts. So what do you not listen to?
Oh, so let's talk about some of the myths. Let's see what can I come up with. One of the old common ones is that I'll die if I donate all of my blood.
Yeah.
Well, of course, thankfully, that's not really how it works. But I would say thank you for being so generous, at least in thought. But no, we're only taking a portion of your blood up. Believe me, we leave a lot, leave you with the majority of it. So we're not going to take out what is going to be detrimental to you. Again, we have our checks to do beforehand, so we're not going to extract any blood if you need it more. Another one is that my blood is too common. You don't really need my blood type. Well, the irony is that if it's common, then it's actually used very frequently. So we do need it. My blood is a rare type, so nobody needs it. Not true again. We also make products from the blood. Like, we don't just collect blood, or we don't store whole blood. We take whole blood from our donors, but then we produce plasma. And then Christine also said that we also collect platelets. So especially in the case of plasma can be stored for, I think, a year. So for sure, especially if you're rare, that's even more reason for you to donate, because we don't have enough plasma.
Yeah.
So there's really no excuse. Blood cannot be too common or too rare. You can't use that as an excuse not to donate. And probably the other myth that I hear, it's painful and time consuming. Okay, I think we addressed the pain earlier. There may be a little bit of pain involved, but believe me, it's not what you think.
Yeah.
I always say, if you go outside, we live in Cayman on the islands, we didn't grow up wearing shoes, I think, the whole time. So I guarantee you, if you go outside barefoot and you stub your toe really well in a little rock or something, or even if you step on a Lego, that's like the modern thing now. Believe me, it hurts way more.
Yeah, exactly.
So that little needle, it looks scary, but believe me, when you calm down and you go through it, most people, the reaction that I always get is like, wow, like that's it? It's like, yeah, that's really what you were worried about. Like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And in terms of the time, usually about 10 minutes, you're done.
Perfect. That was the next one I was going to ask. And I also want to say, I'm allowed to say this. I know Michael and Christine and Jeff wouldn't say it, but I am disappointed in you if you're scared of needles and you were taking Manjaro, but you won't go and get a blood donation. That, to me, does not make any sense, right? That's like a weekly basis you're putting that needle in your body.
Come on.
So tell me what your priorities are if you're doing that. Top ones we got here from the radio station that people said to me when I asked them, when I know that you guys were stopping by. These are some of the things that the radio personality said here. Taking medication disqualifies you from donating. Is that true?
It can be true. There are some medications that probably will land you on a deferral list, either permanently or temporarily. I would say, again, if that's your concern, reach out to us, let us know. Most of the common ones that you would take for, like lifestyle issues, for example, like, I'm not sure about diabetes, but like blood pressure and things like that, they're usually okay to donate as long as the condition is controlled and it's controlled and not, going crazy. So again, it's a reflection of their general health. If they're in good health, they're free to do it. And one of the more common medications, I believe it was thyroid medication. Many people have issues with the thyroid. And so being on that, I think it was Synthroid, basically, to put it out there. If you were taking that, you were permanently deferred. That is no longer the case.
Yeah.
So majority of medications that I think most people are taking, you will more than likely still be able to donate. But again, if you're not sure, reach out to us, ask, we'll let you know.
All right. And Dave Kelly from X1071, our top 40 radio station, said, I'm not going to do it because I would want to sleep right away. As soon as I give blood, I'm going to want to sleep. I just said that you're lazy. That has nothing to do with blood donation at all. But answer the question for him just to see if he's lazy indeed or it does make you weak.
Definitely no.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we agree.
So maybe he's just being tired from work, overwork, or maybe didn't sleep through the night.
No.
But yeah, it shouldn't
We
make
get
you
at,
fall asleep.
we get at Dave
But
Kelly a
they
lot here.
say that our chair there is very comfortable.
Yeah.
So that makes them sleepy.
Yeah. No, we did hear that a lot as kids. Like people, like when we go away to the States, obviously there's the big bus outside of Target or Walmart.
Yeah.
And, we, as kids, we wanted to donate. We found it very intriguing. And our parents used to, I don't know if they said it because they just didn't want to have to deal with it. And they would be like, oh, that's going to make you tired right after. So parents actually grew up telling their kids that, or that was a big myth for a long time. Like you will feel, automatically you're going to feel weak, so you're going to have to go home.
Yeah, it all depends on your hemoglobin level, truth be told. For the most part, most people will be okay.
Yeah.
We do advise, however, like post-donation, which I guess maybe probably relating to his concern, is that we discourage, we always ask about activity. So certain tasks you may want to lay off of after donation. For example, lifting weights is one, obviously because, we are putting a wound in your arm and you don't want to go to the gym and lift some weights and then open that up and then blood will be everywhere. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons. But things that are like a little more extreme or taxing on the body, for example, some people go, well, I'm not sure where here, but you might go like rock climbing or climb a mountain or something like that. Or scuba diving.
Yeah.
Those are considered, those are a little bit more taxing on the body. So what we would recommend is that if you donate, maybe don't plan those activities for that day. Or if you do like at a much lighter, lighter level, I don't think that's the proper way to say it. But don't go as hard as you normally would. That's the encouragement, because you have lost a significant amount of blood and your body will react, depending on the person's, ability and hemoglobin, because if your hemoglobin is really high, you probably won't even notice it. But maybe someone that is a little, on the lower side of normal, afterwards, they probably genuinely will feel tired. And I know for me, like usually when I donate, I sleep very well.
Yeah. That's good to know. Christine and Michael, thank you so much, as usual, for stopping by the studios. We really do appreciate it and talking about this wonderful topic.